Hello, welcome back to Saving the Western Roman Empire from myself, enemies foreign and domestic, barbarians, Romans, Vandals, Greeks. I don't know, not Greeks, Byzantines. One and the same thing, whatever. When you joined us last, I sorted out the Salvations at a serious siege of Salona. I was worried about the Vandals who were coming down to, well, they're vandalising Bulgaria as we speak. It's about Bulgaria, isn't it? Maybe it's a bit... Maybe it's more into this sort of... Oh dear, I'm going to get into a mess here. Serbia? Bosnia? Bosnia, Serbia... doesn't matter. Whatever. The Austro-Hungarian Empire. There, that's sorted it. Nobody can get upset about that. Or I'll upset everybody equally. So what happened last time? Yes, I gave the Franks, what, 4? Those 6, was it 4? I know, 4 mega armies, and I've been reduced to 2 rather pitiful looking armies, really. Anyway, what I also realised was I did far too much rabbiting on to videos that are going into over an hour in length. So what I've done is I've dug out my old phone, found the stopwatch timer on it, and it's telling me that I'm already 1 minute and 35 minutes in and nothing has happened yet. This is a problem, so let's deal with it. What I'm going to do down here is I'm going to take Athens. I know it sounds quite confident, but I should be fairly confident about this army taking on this army here, unless that's another general with a 200 strong bodyguard breaking not only precedent but also probably game mechanics. And then once that's done, he's got to run up to Thessalonica quick sharp, assuming that's the direction they're going in. Now that's the biggest walls you can build. Can't use them. That's the biggest. Those are the biggest walls you can build as well. I'm starting to like walls. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Right, this siege, I'm going to attack Athens in an affable assault. No, that didn't work. I'm trying too hard. That's the problem. Trying too hard. Push. Correct, they look like the same person. Oh, he's got a siege engineer. Lovely. Not particularly loyal, that might be a problem. Let's turn the sound down a bit. It won't affect you because that's not picked up in post recording, but it will affect me because the music's rather loud and it's making me hard to concentrate on what I'm talking about, which is nonsensical at the best of times. So if I don't know what I'm talking about from a conscious point of view, or from my point of view, nobody stands a chance. Given that the sun is over the yardarm, I've elected to avoid a cup of tea, which I usually drink when I'm doing these, in favour of a gin and tonic. Well, actually, no, it's just the tonic water.
You're probably wondering about this
It's entertainment.
There's enough wine in camp to float a boat.
Float a boat.
Yours when they're dead. Oh yes, and the camp women will be suitably appreciative too.
Well, I'm sold. What do we want? Oof, to take this city. Large stone walls. I see. We've also got a hippodrome. Oh, isn't that wonderful? I've never gone around it. Never looked at hippodrome in this kind of detail before. I wonder why. So, that's where I need to be. That's where I am. And I get to it because this layout looks very similar to the layout of Salona. What I want to do is puncture a hole in the walls somewhere around here. Bit of a rendering error there, never mind. Puncture the walls here, and march through there. It's pretty much the same, apart from there's an awesome temple to Thor Invictus instead of a puny little Christian chapel, which there was in Salona. So let's move everybody, anybody, so pretty much everybody really, over this side. Let's move these onagers to a reasonable distance. We'll run in some Federati. They can run in, take that tower there, and that tower there. See, I'm learning my lesson from the Sarmatian's expense. And I'll march my troops. Oh wait, no. Tell you what, let's formulate it formulate the plan as I'm going. So let's move everybody over here. Why on earth have I brought peasants? Oh well, somebody's got to be the cannon fodder, I suppose. So yeah, you'll all go there. Federati and the infantry are going to be my suicide squad, I think. And let's put you lot over there. Now what I would like... Actually, I'm working on the assumption that they're able to knock down that wall. Just being as they're just one set of onagers. See, this is my kind of siege. Not like the one of Thessalonica, where there's all infantry waiting for me. I didn't do much damage. No, the kind of siege I like is this one, where there's an enemy here, theoretically, but it's largely just a case of dealing with the walls. Walls don't move and try to avoid your onagers. And onagers can hit walls, and then they don't end up hitting your own walls like they do with your men. Well, you can take a leisurely stroll. Actually, you can leave. Well, you're taking a fair amount of time. I do worry. I mean, it is a large stone wall, very thick. I mean, behind that first layer, there's now this rather solid layer underneath. We've not actually made a substantial break in the walls. Ooh. Oh, oh dear. I managed to kill several horses with that. Don't know how I managed that. Oh, the clock's ticking. I've only got 39 minutes. I feel that should have killed more horsemen. Oh, how many that started with? They're down to 80 now.
Roman military engineering triumphs once more. The walls are down.
Oh, very good.
Men on to victory.
Will do. And if I have any ammo left, let's give that tower what for. Just, you know. It looks fairly damaged. Right, who should I send in to take down that light cavalry? Heavy cavalry. And just in case that's not broken, I need you to run onto that bit there, and the Federati infantry to run to that tower there. Ooh, I like this song. I keep on saying, I just make the same comments over and over again, don't I? With every. Well, I don't see why that victory should be certain. These are Sarmatians. That's better. Incidentally, from what I understand it, the Western legions were tougher than Eastern legions. And sort of if they were to go head to head like this, you put your money on the Western legions because it was a tougher upbringing. So I'm led to believe by... I was hoping you'd be done by now. I don't know. There's Dan Carling again. Got all these interesting facts I always get from Dan Carling. He's suggesting that because the Western Roman Empire was a tougher existence, fighting off barbarians in German forests, as opposed to the easier lifestyle they had in the East, in the literal fleshpots of Babylon. They might have softened troops up. They might have got distracted by other things. Now, where am I? Yes, I want those peasants to run up that tower there and take it. Oh, and there's more. Well, I don't think much of his tactics, I'll be honest. Although I suppose it's a nice delaying tactic. Now, I want to go through there, go up there... No, I don't. Right, where are we going? I want to go past this nice big temple. Sarmatians are running over there. That's not what I want. How is he making his way back? Oh, through there. Okay, so let's...
Our soldiers have captured the walls!
Oh, good.
Now's the time to press on and capture this place.
So those Federati infantry can take that tower there. Then my men can walk down there, across there. Maybe do something about that general. Well, you know, in their own time. Not much to talk about. I don't know, I'm trying to think of a segue into trying to bring in what I was talking about last video before I recorded over myself multiple times. Well, it's quite amusing once I played it back. So, well, I found it funny anyway. Don't just stand there gawping like you haven't seen the Eye of the God before. No, I want you to run up there. Run! No, I was laughing last time at the Sarmatians because they just kept losing their hand over fist. So, well, at least I'm sending the orders. It's not my fault it's not getting through. Come on! Up there, now. What? It's... Would you mind awfully? Perhaps get into loose formation since you seem incapable of the most basic functions. Why don't you run up there? Yes, go. Fine. I'd say you get the troops you paid for, but I paid money for them. God. How hard can it be? I mean, those peasants managed it. Can you go over there? No, you can't. You can't do anything. Okay. Not quite. It's a nice plan I had. Why don't you go over there? Let's see if the peasants understand what the Federati infantry don't. No. No, they seem rather incapable. I mean, there's a door, so you can get into it. Ah! Ha! Success! God! Oh. Bloody hell. Still, let's show. Even Roman peasants have figured out what German barbarians couldn't. How to walk through a door. Look at those corpses. Look at them. They're standing there. Oh, I admire the discipline. But, okay. Let's have you and you and you. There's some plumbatorii. And you over there. And you over there. And some Sarmatians for good measure. And the general's bodyguard. Let's make it some general on general action. Well, at the very least, having gone through the efforts of capturing that tower, you could at least make it fire on them. Oh well. Yeah, I had a point to make. I seem to remember what last time I can't remember how I got into the issue of it, but talking about people who give their opinions on news channels, pundits and things like that, because there's a programme on the BBC News channel in the Sky at about 10 o'clock in the evening. It'll be on now, in fact. Called The Papers, or something like that. And what you essentially have... Wait a second. Is two people, usually editors of some magazines, or former politicians, or current politicians, or somebody or other, opinion shapers, you might politely call them, who talk about, basically open up the paper, or look at the front page, and then comment on what's on there. I always think, well, nobody's ever asked me to do that. I mean, I could do that. I'm a loudmouthed and opinionated. It seems eminently sensible for me to. I could open up the paper and say, well, this story reminds me of something I read the other day about this, and I think of this about it. They'd save a lot of money if they hired me, and it'd be far more entertaining. Is it me, or do general bodyguards seem rather more easy to kill than in other Turkish war games? Or am I merely getting more used to the violence? More nihilistic in my approach to this game as I go on. God, the one person you left behind. Oh well, there's nobody of any consequence left now to impede the march of the real Roman legionaries. Oh, there's some spearmen there, best stay away. Let's send some committencies over there. Just to let them know. Useless. It fires missiles when it doesn't want you to, and then when you want to, it doesn't. I'm sorry, this seems to be a rather complaining episode. Maybe it's a time. I usually do these earlier on in the day when I'm fresher. But, yeah, put me in front of a camera after 9 o'clock, apparently I'm all mowed. Oh well. The good news is that they were powering through at a fairly steady pace. I've only lost 20% of my men, and they were fairly cheap units anyway. Like 20%, that's loads. Ugh. Oh dear. I wonder if they fixed pathfinding in Rome too. I mean, both they're fixing the pathfinding from when Rome 2 first came out and making it better than Rome 1. Ooh, very good. I don't know. I heard they did a lot. I heard they improved it quite a bit with the Emperor expansion or whichever it was. We've had a year now to iron out the bugs. Still not interested though. I was quite disappointed, to be honest. Last Christmas, I got Shogun Total War on the Steam deal. I was rather disappointed with that, to be honest. Largely, the main reason it didn't work properly. It kept on crashing in the campaign map. And it just didn't feel right. Maybe I'm just being a bit nostalgic here and stuck in my ways. But I like Rome 1 and Medieval 2. And they seem to me to be the pinnacle of the series. You can't beat the feel of them. Also the look of them as well. Something about Rome 2 that doesn't quite look right. I don't trust it. I'd be a great game reviewer. 6 out of 10. I don't trust it. Looks funny. If you waste your peeler on them now, I'll not be happy. Why don't you Plumbatorii? Yes, this is what you're designed for. Plumbatorii are ideal against horse archers. Horse archers are lightly mounted and they can fire back. One of the things that was always difficult in fighting Eastern armies as a Western army is that the Parthians and the Mongols and the Scythians and all these other tribes is that you couldn't engage with them. You'd have the best infantry in the world, as the Romans did. But if they're over there and they're running and they can't catch the missile cavalry as they're coming in, it doesn't matter what level your troops are if they can't engage with the cavalry. Yeah, what this does is what Plumbatorii do is make the weight so light that you can throw them a reasonable distance. Well, this looks good. I can keep this up. Now hold your formation though, don't get sloppy. See, once it's actually put down to like troops versus troops, now that all this talk of dealing with structures and the walls and towers and the rest is past. This is a very simple fight, really. Are you coming back for more? Go on then. I've got plenty of lead darts. Plumbatorii. They work best. They work great if you're on one side of the bridge and they've got horse archers on the other and they're coming towards you while they're swimming through the river. Your Plumbatorii are on the shore firing lead darts at them, and it's devastating because they're lightly armoured horse archers are. So they go right through into the skin and the casualties are devastating. Yes, exciting stuff. God, what am I doing? I sound like a real butcher, don't I? When they talk about like violence in video games, they're looking at the wrong video games. And so we're looking at GTA 5, or it allows you to hire prostitutes, a single prostitute, and then bludgeon them after you've paid them, and then pick up the money and take it away. That's one prostitute. I'm talking here about slaughter of thousands. But if video games really did cause brain ulceration, God help me. I grew up on strategy games. The idea of losing 100 troops to hold the positions of the greater good, God, it made me into a Nazi. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. But that's not a Nazi, that's a Vulcan. Oh, same thing. Sorry, that's vulcanophobic. I was saying, oh yeah, sexism in video games, that's the hot topic at the moment as well. And Rome Total War is a very poor example. Look at this. All the commanders are men, all the governors are men, most of the troops are men, all the people in positions of power and authority are men. And the women, don't even factor. They exist. I think your generals marry, but they remain just like a portrait. I believe Scythians, call them who you want to, whether you believe in hard seas or not, have shield maidens, or something to that effect. They certainly have headhunters and female cavalry, but that's about... Oh, and then you have shrieking druids with the Germanic tribes, and... Ooh. Well, look lively. Come on. Yeah, you have shrieking women. I think that's what they're called, aren't they? They're sat in the game files. So, and yeah, in the medieval two-total war, you get princesses who are the agents that can. They're powerful agents. The ultimate purpose of them is to marry them off. What else? Oh, Plutaria again. Yeah, all the agents are men, which fits into the patriarchal view of, let's say, that men are agents and women are acted upon, something like that. All the agents, the diplomats, the spies, the assassins, they're all men. Still, never mind. Never did me any harm. That's gender politics brought into the Roman world. Yeah, would somebody just finish him off?
The gods be praised!
That took
The
ages.
general is dead! His men know their doom approaches!
Well, that took longer than I really wanted it to, I'll be honest. There we go.
This is a heroic victory, worthy of Roman arm!
Right, I lost 384 men. Hopefully, casualties sustained. Federati infantry. Attempted. Mainly peasants. That's all right then. I was also classist. Still, fortunately, the media tends to ignore older games, the ones I like. So I'm okay. I'm not. I don't attract any labels. Well, I do, but not the labels you're thinking of. Right, let's sack the place because I could do with the money. That's a nice 15,000, which I might just invest in dockyards. I mean, this for 200, it's a bit of a measly gain, but it soon adds up. Ooh, 300, that's better. Ravenna, does that mean anything to you? No, not really. I mean, I've got the money, but I'm not going to squander it. What about a dockyard in Rome? Yeah, that'll do. Now, I've already spent the money. And perhaps you could build a market. Yeah, the money's gone. What I want to do there is... Who can I retrain? A lot of people. Let's merge you and you. Well, that retrains, them retraining. To leave behind... I can't retrain archers there either. What have they been doing? For the time being, I want to leave behind... Might struggle to get back in time. Right, you leave like that. We'll repair the walls, don't worry. Let's put you in there. Let's tax you a bit more. Let's not tax you anymore. You ought to build some mines because the Byzantines haven't got around to it yet. You can sit pretty. I need more money. Always more money. Now, I'll probably cancel somebody's queues. Who's making something not very important? Easily cancelable. Yeah, that'll do. Sorry, no theatre for you. I need it to train troops. It's for the military-industrial complex. Right, I'm rather happy with how things are going at the moment. I'm currently on 30 minutes. That siege took longer than I intended it to. What I might do is have a quick battle, see if I can't do something with Askarik. Might be a little difficult.
Assassin ready.
Assassin ready. It'll be difficult given that I've not got very many good troops. And again, neither does he. No, we have a hard time. We have a hard time finishing the General's bodyguard off.
Imperator. General. Orders.
Or we could just use whoever's lined up here.
Orders. General. General. Sir.
So I bet they're getting sick to death of fighting Franks.
Orders. General. General.
Ugh. Oh, I knew that stuff. Still did it anyway. You. And you. Yeah, shift it.
Prepare to ambush.
Let's see. This should be a nice quick battle. I do overwhelm them. And just sit up, straight with trousers. Oh, that's better. Oh. Now, what was it? Video before it was Gilbert and Sullivan. Last video it was rambling on anything really. You should have seen or heard the stuff I was talking about.
So take up your arms.
Damn prepare. Right. Yeah, I did I did the commentary live for the Siege of Salona. Listened to it back and thought, oh, it's rubbish. So I did another one post-op. Well, not post-op. Post-production. Listened to that. Thought that was rubbish, and the one I did before was actually not too bad. And I was being overly critical, and then I had to do a covering piece for the bit before. But the other one I was talking about Charles I's foreign policy and King John and the Magna Carta and largely the foreign policy of Charles I, which I thought was quite interesting. Learned about it in A-level history. We learned about the Stuarts.
Reinforcements have arrived. This is hopeful news indeed.
It's interesting, really. A lot of people now don't even touch it. We did the Stuarts, the Civil War, the Restoration, Oliver Cromwell. On the one side, and on the other side, I did Reformation Europe and Spain from 1471 to about 1593. Basically, from the start of Ferdinand and Isabella's reign to the end of Philip II. And that was far more interesting than doing the Second World War for the umpteenth time. Or actually, I don't think at any point in my formal education I've learned anything about the Second World War. I'm thinking back now. I might have touched on it in Year 8. We ran out of time in Year 9. We were supposed to do it then. Year 9's syllabus was Industrial Revolution, First World War, Second World War. We spent so much time on the Industrial Revolution we didn't have time to get into the Second World War apart from evacuation. The social history behind, taking kids out of the inner cities and moving them to the countryside to avoid the Blitz. And the flattening of Coventry and such like. My grandmother was evacuated. She went to live with Stanley Baldwin for a while. just for a bit. She would only have been about, say, very young at the time. Right, who's firing and should I approve of it? Yes, because it's my Equus Sagittarii. Who, if nothing else, will provide... You've ruined that formation. You, no, you, no. Line up like that, in a nice, neat pile. I like my battles done neatly. I was talking about, yeah. Now, one lesson on the Second World War, we didn't cover it in Year 9. It would be done later, because I helped out in Year 9 when I was in Sixth Form. Sorry, these are all for the American style things. These are... Ooh, let's think. Tenure in 4th grade. 7th grade, 8th grade, that kind of period. Oh, I made somebody run away. Huh. Yes. Oh, very nice. Beautiful. Excellent. Beautiful. Right, how do we engage with him now? Maybe we do it in general on general action. Let's just get everybody chasing after him. That couldn't go wrong. What else don't we learn? Didn't we learn in history in secondary school? Where the hell are you going? That's fine. Worried for a second you might be trying to flee the battlefield. Huh, he's being held in check by peasants. Ha 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 ha. God, that's a haughty laugh. Let's do that more often. Ho 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 ho.
Be praised.
Continue, I want him killed.
Are full of fear and now they flee.
I want that man killed. Finish him. Why is everybody getting away today? There we go.
Demands victory from her generals, and this day is clearly our victory.
Well, that's better. I'm trying to think what we learned about. Didn't learn any Scottish history. Didn't learn much in the way of English history, to be honest, actually. Before the Industrial Revolution, more or less a blank. I did the Romans and the Norman Conquest. Roman Britain and the Norman Conquest.
Orders.
Oh, I didn't learn about the Glorious Revolution or anything like that.
Assassin ready.
Yes,
I think I would have quite enjoyed that. But no, it was all social history, you know, everything of the children, you know, how the poor lived, you know, this boring stuff. This is interesting, battles and things, and like blood and gore and political intrigue. Well, it's out of vogue. Oh well. I've really got to stop voicing my opinions in these videos. I'm probably going to put somebody off. I'm going to put everybody off. Let's see.
Assassin ready.
Well, it's something for next turn. I can...
Orders.
Conversion by force. I like his style. That's not enough to do anything with. Now, how far can he escape? Not very far.
Killer waiting for orders.
Right, quick check. North Africa.
ready to sail.
Sorted. They're happy enough. They're never happy. Never happy. That's fine, that's fine. He's my factionaire, he is. Apparently he's a popular hero. Young Roman girls whisper his name and sigh. Oh, Marcellus Flavius. Looks a bit gormless to me. It does have good, heavy, dark eyebrows, though. That helps. Just in case you're wondering, France is fine. Britain is fine. Let's get you landed up on the boats. You can cause trouble in Ireland by spreading the faith. Then you can get on the boats and sail to Colonia Agrippa. They've got the frontier to go next. Apart from Vicus Franci, I want that to remain pagan. And then that's everything apart from Syracuse and these new Greek territories. Crap, he's having to do lots of walking, isn't he? So he's not going anywhere. That's all sorted. That's all sorted. He's all sorted. Not much can do about him. I wonder why he's wandered off. Why doesn't he dare take on Salona again? I wonder if to bang his head against a wall. Right, what's next? Oh, candidate for adoption. There's a man in here. Ilias Ascius. No, I'm sorry. It would just be hugely disloyal. I'd hire him and then next thing you know he'd join a rebellion. Right. What was that for? Oi! Yeah, you knew that was happening. You can't fool me. I know this game. Oh dear. You've just wasted your opportunity. You've just lost an ally, and we've both lost money. Seriously, I was making good money trading with the Saxons. Look at all those trade routes. Oh. It's alright, Saxonia will be a welcome province. In peace, sons bury their fathers. In war, fathers bury their sons. How poignant.
They're scared, and it shows. But it's not a very dignified.
By the way, just spend the night before a battle, is it? Well, to be honest, it's not very dignified to talk about something ripe. I expect better of Roman aristocracy. Having said that, by this point in the Empire's history, there is no Roman aristocracy. The Senate has been so diluted by internal by various actually by the time of the 1st century AD, the Senate wasn't what it was. All these great houses of Roman aristocracy have spent the last few centuries beating each other up to the extent that there was nobody left, really. Like all the noble houses that try and track their lineage back to the founding of the city, or like the expelling of Tarquinius Superbus, the last of the Etruscan kings. So by the time you get to the 4th century, well, anybody's a senator. But all these generals are all upstarts and they're from the lower orders. Not the lower orders, but the equite class. I think it is. Is that what I'm thinking of? Ooh, I like their missile strength. Probably with a bit of training, but you know, I'm not going to begrudge them that. Mercenary Veterinarii. Traitors. Well, it's okay, I'm firing missiles at them now. Oh, beautiful. I wonder what his plan is. So far, he seems to just stand there and just take it. Percentage killed 6%, percentage lost 0. Let's keep it that way. Swimming. Now that was a cool thing to bring in on Barbarian Invasion. It exhausts your troops, but it looks cool. Where's he going? What is his game plan? I don't know, but it's too far. They're too far away to make any difference to the battle now. They're also not numerous enough. Yeah, swimming tires your troops out immensely and leaves them hugely vulnerable to arrow fire. Or indeed Plumbatarii fire, which is devastating. Have I mentioned how much I like Plumbatarii yet? We're into the 46th minute. This is taking a long time. The trouble with these Total War games is they're all strategy games. You can't like fire off 15-minute videos, or else nothing gets done. You lose your focus, or you end up doing like 3 videos in one bunch and just arbitrarily slicing it up. I did try that one time with my first series I ever did as a Let's Play, which was as Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri. Rather popular now. It's got several thousand views. So, crikey. It doesn't maintain that. Like, the first video has a couple of thousand views, and then the next video's got like a couple of hundred. Then the third one's got a couple of dozen. It goes downhill from there. You can imagine people watching it and thinking, looking at it and thinking, oh, this looks interesting. And then hearing my voice and going, oh God, what is this man on about? I'll give him one more video. God, this is worse than the first. Oh, this is terrible. I don't have many downvotes though, so probably just, you know, uninterest. Right, I'm certainly winning the skirmish. Certainly winning the skirmish. Let's see if can I move you over there. Let's move these troops a little bit forward. The reason why I kept them away from the river's edge is because I've learned from my campaigns previously fighting Huns is that, of course, when you've got an army full of missile cavalry, that's what I'm looking for. If you get too close to them, if you stand next to the bridge, you just get splattered. Oh, come on now, this is ridiculous. I'm almost feeling sorry for you. It's you're doing so badly. Right, I've wiped out 2 sets of archers now. Will you get on with it? It's okay, got 40 minutes. I've got all the time in the world. As have the viewers, you know. No offence. To be fair, you can use the YouTube function on the videos now to speed up the play speed. It's in the settings. Go to the cogwheel, go to the settings, select play speed, and select it ×2 or something. And who knows, my voice code might go silly and high pitched. I don't know if they're correct for that. So, having gone on the catwalk stroll over that side, the archers are going back the other way. Okay. I see what they've done. They've cleverly sacrificed all their men so that I've run out of arrows before the battle's even started. Very clever. Bravo. Except, of course, I've still got all the men there with Pila, haven't I? But no Plumbatarii, for which I am aggrieved. And perhaps you can stand there and just fire off in all directions. Perhaps he's waiting for me to finish off all his archers before he does anything. Oh, whoa, hey, whoa, 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 whoa. Right, let's get those archers out of the way. You can stand there and fire. You fire at will. Come on, yes. Boom! Haha! That'll teach you for... yeah. For selling out your swords to the highest bidder. And after we gave you all that good Roman training as well. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Oh, that's brilliant. They have taken all the slack and they are holding firm. You carry on firing at whoever you can find. You toot your horn. Yeah, nobody's escaping. Don't think you're getting away. You can get involved now. This is why I love bridge battles. They're so... oh, they're so good. Well, they're good if you're defending. Well, that's one enemy general down. I wonder how disloyal he's going to be now.
The enemy general is running away.
There's no way for a leader to behave, but beyond in battle, it's beyond belief. Where you go? Well, you can take them on, I suppose. Gotcha!
The general is slain, and now his men fear us. It is time to press the attack.
Press the attack. Okay. Don't need to worry so much about killing the the family members of the Saxons, of course, because you can just take them out. Who's left? Nobody of any interest. The archers have got away, I think. It's a heroic victory worthy of Roman arms. Yeah, I get you. Well, I think that's fairly successful. Only lost 93 men. Let's do it again. Actually, we're on 53 minutes. If the Saxons attack me again... oh no, they've learnt their lesson. I'm still trading. Well, that trade agreement came in handy with the Burgundians. I've lost a significant amount of trade though. Enemy army routes. Good. How loyal is Marcus the Gambler? Yeesh. Oh, the Greens. Trouble is, who's left? Right, he seems to think his future is in trying to take Leptis Magna. Okay.
Ready to sail. Aye, aye, Captain. Disembark, General.
I was worried that I might have to lay siege to Kyrene and he'd come round and they'd attack from both sides and sandwich my forces in like a vice grip of death. But that didn't happen. Well, there's 3 sets of troops there. I mean, oh, crikey, he's deranged. There are those who say this man gibbers like a deranged rock ape. The rock apes take offence to this slur. So he's not fit for purpose. -2 command. +1 command. Hold on a second. -1. No. There's no way he's getting a command star. What I ought to do is send him into a battle he can't win. It's currently costing me money. At the very least 391 for the upkeep of his bodyguard. Doubtful loyalties. Nah, he's good. I like him. And he's alright. Perhaps I should take that from there and that from there. Also, I've noticed that most of the generals seem to be in the 40s. I'm going to reach a critical mass point in 20 years' time when they all start dying off. That's not critical mass, that's just a... I don't know. Let's have that diplomat continue his long march across North Africa. Maybe you could bribe them. We'll do a quick construction report. Cordoba's built a church, it's still not happy. And why would it be? That didn't do any good. No, it's not like I'm bringing the benefits of civilization. Build a hermitage. Colonia Agrippa has built that. If you build a shipwright, do you make me money? Not really. I want you to build a stone wall. Mediolanum. It's cost me a fortune. Ooh, 6,400. Look at them. Ooh. That doesn't add anything either. Maybe we should build some highways. Thessalonica's built some paved roads. If you built a shipwright, would it do any good? No. I don't believe you. Build it anyway. Athens has repaired some large stone walls. Goodo. And then you can build a dockyard. Because you're telling me that it's not going to affect it. But once I capture Rhodes, or whether that's Crete, and I don't know if Rhodes is actually its own island, well, its own city now. What they did do is reduce the number of cities drastically. Right, in Rome Total War, the original, there's 12 cities in Italy. There's now 1, 2, 3, 4. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cities in Greece. There's now 2. Those kind of things. Good, yes, right. Well, I've got a bit of money left over, so what I might do, squander it. I want you to build some heavy onagers. Oof. That's the stuff. Seems we're getting off on this. And you can build some committed tenancies. Want to see if I can't get you to Rome.
No more moves, sir. General.
You see, there's some very good people I could give to him. He's full. He's got all the retainers he can have now. Maximum of 8. So if he goes to Rome, he might pick up the title, which will give him like +2 loyalty, and then I'll feel safe, like loading him up with like trade retinues and sending him to Caralis or somewhere like that. I mean, he's very good, he is. That's not worth the hassle, really. Missilla, can you build a dockyard? Yeah, but it's modest returns. It's all modest returns. I'm looking forward to that. That'll be a nice spot of income. Carthage. Now that's a hub of trade. It also needs to build an imperial palace at some point. And Lepsis Magna, not so much. Okay, I'm going to move Ah, good. Now, the Vandals have got themselves distracted with Sirmium. Spearmen, chosen warriors. What, did they have any horse archers? I don't know. They weren't renowned for their horse archery, were they? The Vandals. They were renowned for, like, writing graffiti on... No, that's a nonsense. Well, they do have some horsemen. Not very good, though. Oh, this is chaotic, this is. I don't like the uncertainty. What I would like to do is just whoosh up there with a huge show of force, push all these barbarians back above the Danube, and then just defend the Danube as and when they come in, so that then I can leave this, like, all this nice and peaceful. What's there to do this turn?
Yes, master.
Can you spy on him?
Searching for clues.
Subject to rumours. Oof. Now, what are your odds? 6%. What about yours? They're not going to be any better.
Assassin ready.
Ooh. Well, 6% is the best we're going to get. Nope. How about him? 2%. Yeah. Scant trust, I don't blame him. Oh well, doesn't matter. We'll finish him off one way or another. But that's next time. So join me next time when we will hopefully finish off the Franks for real this time. We'll take this army up here with this very loyal man. Why has he become so loyal? Even if he is pagan. And we'll have 2 armies then to deal with the Saxons. So all that talk about building up like onagers and stuff like that to strike a decisive blow, it all came to naught in the end, doesn't it always? And Vickers Frankie can do bugger all. Right, let's retrain some peasants. That leaves me with 5 gold. The entire Western Roman Empire left with 5 gold. Things will start looking up if I take Crete, because then that'll open up another trade route, and then more trade routes, more money, more armies, more win. Sorry, I don't know where that came from. So yeah, join me next time. And there will be more battles. I can promise you that much. Can't promise you if it'll be interesting, but there will be battles. So I'll see you next time.